James Clear wrote a book called Atomic Habits, and it's become one of the most popular modern guides to self-improvement. His central idea is like super simple. Have small habits repeated consistently that can create remarkable results over time. Like, who doesn't want that? Just do something small every day and you're going to get a great result. And James Clear, actually argues that if a person just gets 1% better each day, all those tiny little gains compound into a major transformation. On the surface, this philosophy feels practical and hopeful and even kind, right? It's not too hard. It's not going to be too stressful. You can do it. It tells us that change does not have to come from dramatic reinvention. You can just make little changes every day. It can come from small choices, repeated daily, until they become part of who you are. But I'm kind of tired of becoming 1% better every day. I'm 59 years old, and I've been on this planet for a long time. And I've been in careers where I've had to push myself to be the best that I can be, to show up for my clients, to plan back to school backpack design for 2 years out, where we're doing trend research this year. And then 2 years from now, we're going to be putting bags in the stores for back to school at the different shops that people go buy backpacks at, which I think a lot of it's actually changing nowadays because of the ability just to buy stuff whenever you want on Amazon or at any of the department stores, or whatever, wherever people are buying stuff online. People aren't necessarily going out and shopping for back to school in the middle of summer. So planning anyway, I spent my career in these fields where planning and strategizing and project managing was my day in and day out. And it was a lot of fun, and I had a great time, but I'm actually kind of sick of it. I've been in real estate now for 7.5 years, and I'm constantly getting bombarded with how to become a better agent, how to become more responsive, how to cold call better, how to create better content on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, how to optimize your Instagram, how to optimize your TikTok, how to optimize your Facebook, how to optimize your emails, like all this stuff. We're constantly being bombarded with getting a little bit better every day and measuring ourselves against everybody else on the team just to see who's doing the best, who's making the most phone calls, who's making the most emails, who's making the most text messages. And it's exhausting. It's actually incredibly exhausting. All this is exhausting. So I actually am tired of becoming 1% better every day. And it's not because James Clear's wrong about that, because in many ways he's right. Like, little habits matter, systems matter, and the small things that we do every day, they do add up. They do build our lives. We do have to have building blocks of actions that do affect us and we can build on to achieve success and pay our bills and all that kind of stuff. However, there's a lot of wisdom in paying attention to our routines, our environments, and the patterns that either support us or sabotage us. And 1% better every day may actually be sabotaging your psyche. So for those people who feel stuck, the idea of improving a tiny degree can be useful, though, because it makes growth feel possible instead of overwhelming. The problem is not really James Clear. The problem is what our culture has done with the message. The language of becoming 1% better has been absorbed into a larger culture of constant optimization. Sleep becomes a performance metric. We have our watches. I don't wear a smartwatch. I just wear a regular old Seiko. and I'm not measuring my steps every day. I got rid of my step counter. I don't know how many steps I walk every day. And I don't even know what my macros are. I can't even tell you what I ate yesterday, And that's okay, because I'm not trying to become 1% better every day. I gave up on the optimization trap. Actually, even joy starts to feel a little suspicious unless it contributes to a larger goal. Under this pressure, the self is never allowed to simply exist. The self must always be edited, right? At some point, 1% better stops feeling like encouragement and starts feeling like surveillance. It becomes another voice asking whether we use the morning correctly. Did we get out of bed the right way? Did we make our coffee soon enough? Did we get on our computer? Did we read 10 pages of a book? Did we maximize the hour when we got up? Are we falling behind some imaginary version of us that we set up for ourselves? We're the ones who are creating this for ourselves. Other people aren't. It's all us. Are we saving enough money? Are we reading the books? Are we answering emails fast enough? All that kind of stuff comes at a cost, and it comes at a cost of our mental health. This kind of 1% better everyday mentality is exhausting because it turns life into a permanent construction site. There's always another habit to build, another system to refine, another weakness to be corrected. The present moment becomes valuable only as raw material for a better future. But a human life is not just like a startup company. A person's not a productivity funnel. We are allowed to have seasons where we are not scaling, optimizing, upgrading, or even becoming more impressive to anybody except ourselves. Maybe the real question is not how can I become 1% better today? Maybe the better question is what part of me is already enough? This question does not reject growth. It simply refuses to make growth the price of being worthy. James Clear gave people a useful framework for change. I mean, he really did. I do knock it, but I don't knock it completely. I want to get 1% better at this YouTube stuff every day. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Figuring out how to film better, how to write better content, how to speak better. I mean, I am actually able on my real estate channel to talk a lot more clearly about concepts because that's something I've been doing day in and day out for 7.5 years. When I first started talking about stuff on my YouTube for real estate channel, I didn't know what I was talking about. But I got there, I just turned on the camera and sat there and filmed myself. And actually it's turned into a way for people to find me and to learn more about me and the area that I live in and make a decision about whether they would like to work with me or not. So it is actually kind of cool. I mean, I'm knocking the 1% better every day because it becomes such a mantra that if you're not doing it, if you get 1% better every day for 100 days, you're 100% better, right? So where can you go from there? It just doesn't make any sense, right? If you want to get better, go for it. Like, study some skills, like learn how to do something that is applicable to what you are trying to achieve in life. But don't hold a metric or a measuring tape against yourself and other people who have achieved success and say, you don't measure up. Like, you have to put the measuring tape down. Like, sometimes my biggest accomplishment is learning how to do something on the CRM that my company provides, or learning how to simplify things instead of overcomplicate things. Like, for this channel, I'm literally going to make my videos just color corrected and one line of script across the screen. I don't need a bunch of, and also one little fade from that to me talking, That's my goal, and that's it, is to actually unoptimize and resimplify and take a step back and make things a lot more approachable instead of building a mountain that I have to get up and over in order to feel successful. At this point in my life, from all the things that I've done and all the things that I've accomplished, unoptimization is really the most important thing for me. So even though James Clear, the 1% better every day, is a great framework to start to think about life from, it's not something you want to make the end all be all of everything you do in life. But no framework should become a cage, right? No framework should be the cage that you put yourself into to achieve success. There's a difference between building habits that support your life and building a life where every moment must justify itself. We can make small improvements, but we can still reject the idea that we have to improve every day. Sometimes the most radical thing we can do is stop becoming for a while and just let ourselves be. Sometimes the most radical thing we can do is to take a step back and stop becoming and just let ourselves be. Just live in the moment, learn the new thing, and then put it all away, go outside and play, go for a walk, whatever. Just take a step back and make the idea of overachieving less important than achieving. All right? I don't know. That's pretty much what I'm thinking. I just want to add this last comment. Like, the last thing that I really want to leave with everybody is if you didn't set out this morning to get 1% better today, it doesn't make you a failure. It actually makes you just a human being. And I think in the world that we live in now, being human is the most important thing that we can do. Like, talking about what's important to us, like starting the YouTube channel, sharing our thoughts about optimization and this freaking optimization culture that we live in. Like there's all this AI stuff going on, Claude Cowork and ChatGPT and Perplexity and this and that and the other thing. Everything has been leading for these past, since really pretty much the dot-com boom and the tech bubbles and all that kind of stuff. Everything is just going the way of trying to turn people into robots and trying to turn people into machines and trying to make people optimize themselves, like who can do that? Who can actually live like that? That's not a real world that we want to be living in as humans. Like we want to be living in a world where we're putting the phone down and we're putting the microphone down and we're putting the AI down and we're putting the computer away and we're shutting off and we're going out and just experiencing life in the gray areas. The past week I've been at the social club that I'm a member of on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then I'm going to be there tonight. And I was there hanging out with friends all of those nights. And the social club it's really cool. It's just a really cool space. And last night we had a DJ on the deck and it was awesome. We were dancing, laughing. Yeah, people are filming each other. And, it's fun to film that and share it with your friends and with your family. Like, look how much fun we're having. But the thing was, everybody was just like living in the moment. We were all just there hanging out. Nobody was trying to become better, maybe a little bit better dance move, maybe a little bit better at flirting with somebody. Not me personally, but other people were doing that. And it was just fun to watch, So next time you think, how can I get 1% better every day? Like really reflect on what that means. What does that even mean in your life? Like think about it for a minute. The 1% better that you might need to get is shutting the computer, putting the phone down, 1% better at being human, not 1% better at mastering technology or mastering the cold call or mastering project management for your clients or mastering some sort of like Google sheet that you need to learn formulas for. The getting 1% better every day might just be you mastering yourself, mastering your free time. And when I mean mastering your free time, I mean just like enjoying it. Just do 1% more of enjoyment every day, 1% more of pleasure, 1% more of relaxation. Like give that a try instead of 1% more of optimizing your life. I think the message that I would say about James Clear is don't apply 1% don't apply 1% to improving your work or improving your macros or improving the ability to walk faster or get more steps in. Like apply that to just like enjoying life. Apply getting 1% better every day at relaxing, of spending quality time with people, and of just stepping away from the grind and the hamster wheel that we're all on, where the phone is ringing constantly. Like my phone rings all the time. If I wanted business, I could just turn on the button on here and I would have an influx of phone calls for people who want to buy houses. And I would be busier than I ever could be in a million years, busier than I have time for. And honestly, it's not worth it. I mean, I see how having access to an endless stream of clients is valuable, but it's also stressful and overwhelming. And everybody who I know at my team who's on it is on a hamster wheel, and we're just dying to get off. So think about it from the point of view, get 1% better every day by relaxing, by enjoying life, by pursuing things that are important to you. Follow your passion and do the things that are fun, all right? And I hope that's something that you decide to do, because there couldn't be anything more important than that.